So Paul, you've brought us down here in Edinburgh, 42 Stenhouse Avenue. Why have you brought us here?
This is the house that I grew up in. I think I moved here when I was about 2 years old, so most of my early childhood was spent here growing up, and I think I moved house from here at about 8, so a good 6 years here, enjoying my childhood and growing up, learning how to play football really.
What was it like round here? Obviously the wrong side of town.
Yeah, it is. It's the wrong side of town for a Hibby, but no, it was a great place to grow up. There was loads of kids that stayed in the surrounding area. Had a lot of family. My nana just lived just round the corner up there as well, so loads of family and friends in the area, and just a really fun kind of place growing up. As I said, a lot of kids on the street just playing football, playing sport, or just generally kicking about what kids done at that age, and just a really nice place to grow up.
I was going to say, what did you do when you were kind of round here at that age? Was it just football, or was there loads of other bits and bobs that you did?
Probably the majority would be football,
Yeah.
but probably just general sports and fun. Not anything really specific that I can remember. Just kids just playing. But it's funny actually being back and seeing like the driveway that I remember. To me, turning up today, I thought it was going to be so much bigger and like much more space, but it's probably just a standard size kind of front garden. Whereas to me, when I was so young, I remember kicking the ball about everywhere, and it seemed like a full size football pitch. So no, it's nice to be back and see it, and it's been a while since I've been down this area, to be honest. So it's good to kind of get all the memories coming back.
I was going to say, has the house changed much? Obviously from the outside.
A bit from the outside, but not too much really. It's just kind of how I remember. It was just a kind of smallish 2-bedroom house. Mum and Dad had a bedroom. Me and my sister shared a bedroom at that time, and I just kind of standard family home that we loved growing up in, and lucky kind of had the back garden out the back. Had like a lot of area to kind of play football especially, and then it overlooks onto the Sockton enclosure with the running track and the football pitch in the middle. So that was kind of obviously I grew up as a Hibs fan wanting to play Easter Road, but when I was really young, that was kind of I wanted to play football in there. You hosted kind of a lot of cup finals, youth cup finals in that area as well. So that was kind of in my really young days where I really wanted to start playing football in there.
Did you find yourself just in the back garden, just sitting and watching other people play?
Yeah, that's it, because you can go right up the back of the garden, and it's just like a kind of barred fence, and you can just look through and you can see what's going on. So if it wasn't like a football game playing on the pitch, it was athletics, people running around the track, or pretty much all athletics took place in there at some stage. So it was really kind of a good place to sit up the back of the garden and watch what's going on.
Perfect. Let's go and check out the way you used to play football.
Perfect.
So Paul, you've brought us down here, 5-minute walk from your house to this field?
Yeah, exactly. I had just a nice walk down, brought back a few memories growing up in this area and coming down here in the most part to play football. I remember kind of coming here, and this lamppost here was one of our posts, and then it was normally just somebody's jumper was down for the other post, and you just play here all day really. I remember growing up, I played at Hutchinson Vale Boys Club as well, so sometimes we used to train here, but just for mates. I had one of my good mates who I'm still friends with now. He lived in just a house over there.
Oh, nice.
And we used to just come here and just play football all day, really.
It's all right if you kick the ball over then, because you can just go and get it.
Normally it'd be landing in his garden, so it was perfect. It was perfect.
Proper jumpers for goalposts. Was there a lot of you kind of kicking around playing?
Yeah, as I touched on before, there was loads of kids in the area, a lot of kids for school as well. So we're probably lucky here really with this area that I like to play in quite a bit. But then just up there, there's Sockton Park as well, where it's a brand new AstroTurf now, but it used to be kind of the old sand-based AstroTurf that we used to play on, and just acres of grass to go and play. So no, really lucky, feel really fortunate that kind of grew up in this area where there is so many areas for young kids to go out and play and enjoy sport like I did and all my friends in this area.
What were you like as a youngster on here then? Was it loads of goals, or were you always like hard-hitting centre half?
No, never a hard-hitting centre half. No, that came a wee bit later. I'd say it was more just enjoying football. Actually, I spent a lot of time you know, when you're young, like everyone had a shot on goals, but I remember I had a few years where I thought, I'm not going to be a goalie, so I used to enjoy that sometimes, and we all just took turns really. It was just all playing games, and it's maybe something that you probably don't see as many kids doing as much anymore, just kind of 10, 12 boys just all making a game out of it, and it was really enjoyable. It brings back really good memories.
Probably where putting your body on the line comes from then, those memories of being a goalie.
maybe. It's strange, like I touched on there, like talking about the driveway at the old house. It's when I'm standing here as well, I felt like that wall was so much bigger, and it was just also me being so small, and it's probably no change a lot. It's just the same wall that we used to kick the ball off a million times a day. So as I said to you there, it was just kind of a real kind of hub for a lot of kids to come here and just play football, we've got the water relief. You used to spend a lot of time just chilling down there, throwing stones in the water and stuff, so there was loads to do.
Was there a bit of city rivalry between the kids that were playing?
I think there always is in this area. It's predominantly a Hearts area, and around here there's a majority of Hearts fans, but like one of my mates I said that just lived over there, he's a big Hibs fan. That I used to go to a lot of the away games, especially with his dad, him and his dad. So there was plenty of Hibs representation in the area as well. So that was handy.
Fantastic. So Hutchinson Vale Football Club, what does this junior club mean to you, and how long were you here?
I was here from 5-year-old till 14. I left at the end of the under-14 season, so the bulk of my childhood, football-wise, was spent here. So many great memories. Absolutely loved playing for this club, and we had a really good time together. Made a lot of friends for life, and just a really good upbringing, and not just in football terms, but in terms of kind of bringing you up as a person, how to act properly, and just a really good grounding to have.
You can see all the pictures around us. You on any of them behind us?
Yeah, I think so. I think probably just that one up there. I think.
Captain.
Captain at the end of the under-14 season. So I've got a selection of trophies there. I think it actually says 32 goals next to my name as well. So I don't know if I've scored 32 goals since I left, to be honest, and all the years combined. So back in the days I was probably a lot more attack-minded than what I am now. But just a really enjoyable time. Absolutely loved playing for Hutchie, and anytime Tam, who's the club leader here, anytime he asks me to come along and for functions and things like that, then I'm first here, because obviously I know what Hutchie done for me as a young player.
Paul, you were 8 when you moved here, right?
Yeah, that's right. I think until I was about 15-year-old I stayed here. So again, a lot of kind of probably a transition for Hutchinson Vale to Hibs happened when I was still living at this house. Spent a lot of time in this area playing football. I actually remember probably this hedge here being used as goals, and one of my friends who stayed just over the road there, his dad actually made him a set of goals, so that sat at the other end of the other side of the road, and we'd all just play games kind of across
dodging
here.
the cars.
Exactly,
yeah.
Dodging the cars, and just the match had to stop any time a car came along. But my mum probably wasn't the best pleased when it was her hedge that was getting battered with the balls, but and her car that was probably getting hit if we missed the hedge. So just a really good upbringing to obviously lead me to where I am today.
And so you were at this house when you were brought into the Hibernian Academy. The scouts came here, didn't they?
Yeah, they came here. I'd been obviously doing quite well at Hutchinson Vale at the time, and I think my dad had spoke to them quite a few times, but they arranged a meeting to come up to the house, and as I said, it was kind of the end of the under-14 season when I left, so it was probably maybe towards the end, maybe halfway through towards the end of that season, came up and basically just explained a bit about Hibs and how the training would work and everything else really, and just kind of sold the idea to me to come to Hibs, which I found pretty difficult, because as I mentioned earlier, I loved being at Hutchinson Vale. it's all unknown kind of growing up, and made a lot of friends there and really enjoyed playing football there. So it was a tough decision, but at the end of the day it was my boyhood club, and I was delighted to be going there.
I was going to say, obviously it was a difficult decision for you because of the love you had for Hutchinson Vale, but equally, like you say, your boyhood club comes along, the team that you supported your whole life. You've got to be excited. I can imagine like a little lad in the bedroom, like absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, that was it. It was too hard to turn that down, really. No matter how much I love playing for Hutchinson, when that chance was there to play for Hibs, when growing up, really that's all I wanted to do was to play a first team game for Hibs. So no, delighted it came around for me.
Yeah. Can you really remember kind of being in there? Where was it where the scouts had that conversation with you and your dad?
Just upstairs in the living room up there, just
yeah.
Kind of the main window at the front. I just sat down. Usual mum offers a cup of tea and things like that, and just kind of get chatting. It's I'll say it was more probably to my parents rather than me, because I was kind of led by them at a young age, and they were kind of looking at for my best interest. So it was just about me enjoying football, and that was the main thing that I was kind of looking at.
Yeah, and you used to play football just around this corner as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. There was kind of a lot of kids that grew up in this sort of area,
yeah.
And then all the way up this street. As you can see, it's kind of grassed all the way up to the top of the street. So it was a great, just a big free for all.
It's a long
really.
old pitch, yeah.
A big free for all, really. Just a lot of kids out, all a mix of ages. I was kind of a younger lad that lived in that house there, who's maybe a good maybe 10 years younger than me, and then up to maybe guys that are maybe 4 or 5 years older than me. So it was a good mixture of boys playing, everyone mucking in and enjoying the game. So it was another great place to kind of grow up and practice as well. I spent a lot of time practicing football here. I used to stand on this road just constantly. My mum would be up at the window shouting me in for my dinner, and I'd be standing there, and you can't see it at the minute, but there was a door just on the wall over there, where just a metal door on the wall, and I used to spend all my time just practicing, trying to hit that door until my mum shouted me in. So it was just good times and a kind of good preparation for trying to learn to be a football player.
Absolutely. Paul, we're back in your primary school.
Yeah, Ballgreen Primary School. Nice to be back. Nice to have a wee look around the place, and it's not changed too much, to be honest.
No, I was going to say, obviously we're in the gym now. Good memories of playing sport here?
Yeah, just typical kind of primary school gym where everyone's just running riot. You just kind of get flashbacks of just screaming kids, chasing balls, or kind of whatever sport we're playing. So it's nice to be back. We also had our lunches in here as well, so it's kind of used for both. Great memories. Nice to be back in here.
You've seen the old tables as well, haven't you, that you used to sit on?
Yeah, the old school tables that we used to sit and have our lunch. I'm positive they're still the same ones that were used when I was at the school. So it's all kind of bringing back all the memories.
Yeah, and you've got some memories from when you were younger, haven't you? When you're kind of outside looking at the AstroTurf pitch.
Yeah, there was one day we were kind of told to stay off the AstroTurf pitch during one of our break times. So back then, quite a lot of time it would be primary sevens would be on the AstroTurf playing football majority of the time, and the P60s would be out in the main playground. But for this day, it was kind of everyone had to stay off the AstroTurf. And it was actually Hearts turned up during one of the play times and started their training. It must have been bad weather or whatever, so they had to use an AstroTurf, and they chose that one out there, which is strange. But I think probably thinking back then there was probably not too many AstroTurfs in the area, so they were all there. I remember Stephen Presley being kind of probably the captain at Hearts at the time. I remember him training and a few others, so it was a strange one to turn up and I'm expecting to be playing on the AstroTurf, and it was them, so it was a strange day.
Where were you watching that from?
just outside the AstroTurf. We're obviously all out during our breaks, so they all kind of turned up in their minibus and their cars and jumped on for a session while we were having our break. So as I said before, there's plenty of Hearts fans in this area, so they were all buzzing. Probably me not as much. It was just nice to see a bit of football, but not so much the team that I wanted to see.
Giving them a bit of grief from the side.
It was kind of a nice close view and shouting distance, that's for sure.
So all the places we've been today have brought you to here, haven't they? To Easter Road to play for your club.
Yeah, exactly that. It was nice kind of going back to my roots and going back and seeing all the places I went. I kind of spent a lot of time growing up, a lot of time playing football, and as you said, it's brought me to here where I've spent all my working life anyway, from leaving school, and brought so many great memories for me.
Yeah, you can see here in the tunnel area just images of famous Hibernian faces. You're on this wall as well. When you're coming into a match day, do you look at this, look at the images around you and Darren McGregor on the wall there celebrating, bring back positive memories and get you really going for a game?
Yeah, exactly that. Obviously it's nice to see myself up on the wall, but a lot of the images here are times spent when I was in the stands watching Hibs, and a lot of players I remember coming and watching and kind of idolising growing up. So they're nice to see on a match day, but I obviously concentrate on the game as well at the same time.
What were your first memories then of being a Hibs fan?
Probably the main memory I'd say would be the AEK Athens game here at Easter Road. I think this West Stand had not long been built, and it was, I'm sure if you speak to a lot of Hibs fans, it would be an iconic game that a lot of fans remember. The atmosphere of the game, everything was just amazing, and that's probably it's not my earliest memory, but it's the main kind of stand-up memory from my younger days as a fan.
Where did you used to sit here?
Majority was in the West Stand. That game that I mentioned there, I was kind of I always remember I was the back row of this lower tier. So my back was to the wall, and I could kind of stand up the whole game and watch it. It was great night, and there's been loads of games that when you're growing up as a Hibs fan, you're just desperate to go and see your heroes playing. So loads of good memories and exciting times being a Hibs fan.
Yeah, when you obviously at 15, when you kind of came into the academy as a fan as well, what was that like as a young boy?
Yeah, obviously first and foremost, I liked to kind of have a Hibs strip that I'd wear every weekend. Obviously it wasn't the proper first team strip, but to me it was a Hibs strip all the same, and I was desperate to wear it and try and do as well as possible. But then it kind of gets a bit more serious when you get into this level, and you've got to try and make a career. I was coming to an age where I would be starting thinking about leaving school, what I wanted to do with my life, and it gets a bit more serious. So it was a case of doing well enough to firstly get a full-time contract, and then after that, obviously the main aim was the first team.
What was that like when you made your debut? Did you have to almost turn the fan inside of you off? Because I can imagine when you're a fan and you're making a debut for your club, you can get really excited and become too emotional.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, it does become a job. Part of it becomes a job because my debut was in the Scottish Cup against Inverness. It was Mixie Linen's first game as well. So I still find it amazing that he on his first game, as manager of Hibs, where he was a legend, to kind of throw me in as an unproven 17-year-old, and when he could have probably went to a more senior player and kind of said, do a job for me on the day. But he had faith in me to play that game. So I had a job to do, and obviously wanted to get through to the next round of the cup. So obviously you are a fan and you're desperate to do well, and I'm over the moon to make my debut for the club. That's what I'd always wanted to do. But when it gets to first team level, there's definitely a bit more seriousness than just a fan inside you. You need to do a job for your team.
And now for you, you're very, very close to making 500 appearances for your club.
Exactly. It's definitely a milestone I'm looking to now. That it's not too far away, but I need to obviously look after myself and make sure I'm as fit and healthy as possible to reach that milestone. And along with form as well, I need to make sure I stay in the team. So yeah, it's definitely a milestone that I want to reach as soon as possible.
Looking back at at your story where you grew up playing at Hutchie, then coming here and really having to break through into the first team, then becoming club captain, almost making 500 appearances, being a local lad, how much do you hope that inspires youngsters at Ball Green, where we went earlier, for example, or other kids that are young fans?
Yeah, that's the hope. It can happen to anyone really, as long as you put in the kind of work. And as I touched on, I was lucky. I brought up in an area where there's plenty of grass, plenty of fields where you can just go out and practice your skills. And it's probably something that you don't see as much anymore, as kids out playing in their numbers and big games of football going on. But that's all the moments that kind of build up. Now when I look back after so many appearances, it's things you look back on in your childhood where you think, oh, they probably helped me. They days helped me playing in the streets and practicing non-stop on your skills, and it's worth it in the end.
Yeah, just finally, what does this club and Edinburgh as a city, what does that mean to you?
It's everything. It's Edinburgh's my home really, and Hibs is a club I've always wanted to play for. I've been fortunate to rack up the appearances I have so far. Delighted to sign a new contract that will keep me here till I'm 34 years old. So by that time, it's just a case of trying to see out my career here. I don't want to be anywhere else. This is where I want to play my football, and hopefully that's the case.
Yeah, Paul, club captain, club legend, lifelong Hibie. Thank you very much for showing us your roots around Edinburgh.
Thanks very much. Really enjoyed that. Thank you.